May 28th on secure distribution site number 2. This little boy, his name is Amir, and he was standing, he was with the crowd, but he walks over and he reaches out and he holds my hand and he kisses my hand. He kissed me and he said, "Thank you," in English. And he collected his items and he walked back to the group, and then he was shot at with pepper spray and stun grenades and bullets shot at his feet and in the air. Amir walked 12 kilometers to get food, got nothing but scraps, thanked us for it, and died.
The truth needs to be told. There has been so much propaganda of lies, lies, lies of what's been happening in Gaza since the war has begun. It's incumbent upon us to know the truth. Let's do a big reveal now. And let's watch this clip together and draw your own conclusions, and you get an understanding of what Israel has been up against. Not only a ground war, but a propaganda war. Let's watch this together and we'll discuss it afterwards. Kindly subscribe to our channel so a little bit of light will push away a lot of darkness.
For anyone that says that Amir is still alive and that didn't happen, where's Amir? Where is he?
This is Tony Aguilar, a former contractor for Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, an aid organization backed by Israel and the United States. Since May, when GHF began operating in Gaza, a media narrative emerged that Palestinians were being killed at GHF sites when they came there for aid. GHF denied the claims. Then, in late July, Tony Aguilar went on a podcast and dropped a bombshell that changed everything.
May 28th. On secure distribution site number 2. This little boy, his name is Amir, and he was standing, he was with the crowd, but he walks over and he reaches out and he holds my hand and he kisses my hand. He kissed me and he said, "Thank you," in English. "Thank you." And he collected his items and he walked back to the group. And then he was shot at with pepper spray and tear gas and stun grenades and bullets shot at his feet and in the air. Amir walked 12 kilometers to get food, got nothing but scraps, thanked us for it, and died.
The story of Amir's killing spread like wildfire.
We're hearing new horrific firsthand accounts about a controversial aid organization in Gaza.
Within days, Aguilar was all over cable news, podcasts, social media. Tucker Carlson invited him on his show twice in a single week.
Thanks for coming back.
Aguilar even traveled to Capitol Hill and sat down with Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen, recounting this tragic tale over and over again.
Anthony, can you tell us about the young boy, Amir?
This young boy, his name is Amir. Amir walked 12 kilometers to get food.
12 kilómetros descalzo.
12 Kilometer.
12 kilometers without water.
No parents. He was there with no one. He was there alone. And his hands, his small hands, this child is the age of my son. Similar in age to my son. Brown eyes. My son has brown eyes. I see my son's face when I look at him.
A number of reasons made Aguilar's testimony particularly compelling. He was a U.S. Army vet, a former Green Beret, working at an organization backed by Israel to feed hungry in Gaza. There seemed to be no reason to doubt his account.
I'm a man of integrity. I've served my country and I've proven that, and I can be trusted.
Al Jazeera and Middle East Eye even tracked down the boy's stepmother, further corroborating the story.
You as his mother who has been missing him since the 28th of May. Me who saw him last and what I witnessed. The world needs to know this and see it. This is not made up.
But then cracks began to show. GHF released body cam footage from Aguilar's interaction with the boy, and there were discrepancies between what happened and the way he described it.
I put my hand on his left shoulder, and I looked at him, and he's looking at me. We're looking at each other in the eyes, and I say to him, "People care. You're a human being, and people care about you. The world cares." I'm looking at him in the eyes, and then I say to him, I said, "People care. People care. You're not alone. People care. We care about you. America cares. You're not going to be forgotten." And he kisses my hand. He reached for my hand and he kissed it and put it to his forehead and he said, "Shukran." And he places his hands on my face and he kissed me.
When you see the actual footage, it's clear Aguilar was embellishing quite a bit.
This little young man here, obviously pretty young, he has food. Go home, okay? Thank you.
But these odd inconsistencies are minor compared to what was discovered next. Through a partnership with the Center for Peace Communications, the Free Press tracked down the boy's stepmother and sister in mid-August.
أنا السيدة سهام شوقي عودة الجرابعة أم أمير اللي هو اسمه عبد الرحيم محمد حمدان الجرابعة بس أنا مش عارف كيف خلوه أمير.
Aguilar claimed he saw this little boy, whom he renamed, shot and killed on May 28th. But when we spoke to his family, they told us that while indeed he was missing, he had been with them as recently as July.
في 28/7.
ذاكرة التاريخ يعني؟ في ناس بيعتقدوا انه امير اختفى، بديش اقول قتل، اختفى بعد يومين من افتتاح المؤسسة الإنسانية الأمريكية.
لا هذا مش صحيح. أمير اختفى في 28/7.
So if the boy only went missing in July, Aguilar could not have possibly seen him killed in May. And by July, Aguilar wasn't even in Gaza anymore. His GHF contract ended June 13th. He insists he resigned. GHF claims he was fired for poor performance, conflicts with staff, and erratic behavior. Screenshots of his texts show him berating colleagues, then begging for reinstatement, then resorting to threats. But as Aguilar's credibility was falling apart, the media stuck with him, and he stayed on the circuit, telling the same story with more and more detail.
So the young boy Amir, he was shot and gunned down by the IDF. A shot to the torso, a shot to the leg, dead. So for anyone that says that Amir is still alive and that didn't happen, where's Amir? Listen, where is he? Where is he? Amir is dead, and he died at the hands of the IDF.
And then the boy was found, alive.
The boy is alive and safe. Falsely identified as Amir by Mr. Aguilar, his real name is Abdul Rahim Muhammad Hamdan. His family calls him Abood. He is almost 9 years old. We verified his identity through a variety of means, including biometrics and the very shirt he wore the day Mr. Aguilar claimed he saw him killed.
GHF had been looking for the boy for weeks, worried that Aguilar's viral claims had put him in real danger.
That publicity placed the child squarely in the crosshairs of Hamas, who have benefited greatly from Mr. Aguilar's lies and the media amplifying them. An alive, healthy boy doesn't serve Hamas. It directly threatens them. Imagine the kind of person who would endanger a child's life for 15 minutes of fame. That's what Tony Aguilar did. And the outlets, influencers, and individuals that gave him a platform share in that responsibility.
On September 8th, Aguilar went on breaking points to specifically address the new allegations. He denies that Abood is the same boy he saw.
The story doesn't make sense. That is not Amir. That young boy, though he looks similar, there are so many features that are different.
Abood is alive and well, though you'd be hard-pressed to find that happy headline in the news. And the damage of this disproven media narrative has already been done. MSNBC, Tucker Carlson, Senator Van Hollen, and many other public figures, journalists, and influencers who amplified Aguilar's story did not respond to our request for comment.
Wow, wow, wow. This is just beyond anything that we can truly wrap our brains around. Such lies, fake news, distortion, and taking a child and just lying blatantly that Israel killed him when he's very much alive. Well, now you have seen and appreciated the taste of what we have been fed throughout this whole war. And for us to really, really think twice next time you hear anything derogatory about the IDF of the Israeli army. I mean, these false narratives, these blatant lies, anti-Semitism, anti-Israel, these vile lies, how it was able to be accepted as fact on national TVs by great reputable journalists. They just took his word for it. And here's a decorated, supposedly, soldier of the US Army, and we just take his word for it because he says I'm trustworthy. He should definitely be prosecuted for fabricating such lies and creating not just such hate against Israel and being biased against Israel, but putting that poor child in the crosshairs of Hamas just for his own fame. I mean, to come out in the public and lie so blatantly, look in the cameras and just lie, just fabricate a story that never happened, just to be able to demonize Israel and the IDF. Well, hopefully you would now understand what Israel has been up against. Hopefully now you'd realize this isn't just one isolated lie. The lies that you continuously hear coming out of Gaza are all fabrications. Even recently there was talk about the number of casualties. They talk about 65,000 deaths, but they forgot to say that 25,000 of those deaths are deaths of natural deaths that occurred during these 2 years. They are happy to sell you numbers without any substantiation whatsoever. And the statisticians are going through the statistics and seeing how many children were actually killed, how many children were actually there when the war started. The numbers just don't add up. They're lies, lies, lies. Yes, there are casualties. Sadly, this is a war that Israel did not ask. This is a war that Hamas brought upon themselves. This is a war that Hamas initiated. And any casualties, any collateral damage, any innocent civilians that died due to this war is on Hamas's hands. And on the hands of everyone else who are supporting Hamas, or are not condemning them, or are being complicit with them. Israel had to execute this war for its own survival. War is terrible. No one wants war. Israel did not want this war. Israel would do anything to prevent war, as it had during its 77 years of existence. Israel had no choice but to be able to begin protecting its citizens and fortifying its borders and trying to free Gaza from the terrorist bloody hands of these barbaric terrorists. Isn't it time that the world understands the truth that the vile anti-Semitism, the lies that you are being fed, are just lies? I hope that this video crystallizes it for you a little more clearer. Let's pray, and we hope that only the truth will come out of Gaza, that we should be able to force Hamas to give up the hostages, end this war today. God bless you. God loves you.